America, this is Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And it's Monday morning, and I'm going to go ahead and try to do that before I get ready to go to bed. So, with that being said, if you're here, if you're out there, please join in and check out the show. Let's see if I got notifications. Let's see here. Okay, messing around with this. So far, nothing. Well, I'll be darned. I got nothing. Oh, wait, there we go. Yeah. Something. It ain't much, but I got something. All right. Just want to make sure that notifications are going out. That's all. All right. So, good morning, everybody. I hope your Monday is going well so far. And we'll see. Maybe I can make it even go better. But before I do that, I got to check on a couple of things. I got to make sure, my sound is right, that you can hear me. I just heard myself. Somebody said good morning from Florida. Somebody said, you rock, Kevin. Thank you so much. MAGA. That's right. This is MAGA town now. This is MAGA country now. Yeah, buddy. And we need to keep it that way. Because there's people out there that wants to take us back to crazy town. Boom, boom. Won't you take me to boom, boom, crazy town? No, man. I heard them talk about it. Do, do. Yeah, but I don't want to go there. I like to look at Crazy Town to learn what not. And it's a lot of crazy town going on out there, and we're going to be exploring some of those today. All right, as we give people a few minutes to go ahead and log in. Somebody said, hi, Eagle Eye. What's happening? Good morning, Kev. And the chatters. Yeah, what's happening, Eagle Eye? All right. So while I'm waiting for folks to log in, I might as well go ahead and get busy. Now, I got to, tell y'all, since, maybe some of y'all didn't see my last live stream, which you wouldn't have. Okay. Unless you ain't getting no notification. But I'm down. My computer's down. Yeah, mysteriously, it just turned up wet and then croaked. So I don't have my normal intro and extra. What is it? Extra? Intro, extra? I don't know. Exit? I don't know. But yeah, so that's why I've already let everybody know. If they want to contribute to help Kevin replace his very expensive Apple laptop, foundation, please do. You could do that through my CASHAPP, my PayPal link, and all that other good stuff. Now, I am noticing that it appears that I'm lagging a little bit. I'm slow, and I don't want that. I want to make sure that the Wi-Fi is working good, and if the Wi-Fi ain't, then I want to go ahead and get on network. See, I don't want no shenanigans. Okay, I'm like Eveline from The Wiz. Don't bring me no bad news. So let me make sure. I might just go ahead, test the waters, and get off the Wi-Fi. It might not let me. I might be stuck with the Wi-Fi. All right. But if you start noticing anything, outro. That's what it is. Intro, outro. Yeah, you guys always help me out. All right. Do I like that? No, I'm still blurry. I feel like I'm blurry. Hold on. I don't know. A button was on there. I don't know. Yeah. There's a microphone button on there that I accidentally must have touched. Yeah. So I guess I'm back now, right? Y'all can hear me? Check one. Check two. I heard myself. So, yep, loud and clear. All right, so let's go ahead and get started because we got some things to talk about. Yeah, man. Just like a real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some teens in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. All right. And don't forget, there's a Kevin's Corner store in here, too, where you can purchase some merchandise. And that number on the screen, 330-974-4607, is the number you can text MAGA to, just in case I disappear off this platform. At least we'll be able to stay connected one way or the other. And you also can support the channel through my Cash App, my PayPal link. The links are below each video. I already told y'all, I'm in a pickle, man. I'm working with one arm tied behind my back, one eyeball closed, and everything, because my laptop died, and it is the main source of me preparing all of my shows and videos and stuff like that. So definitely, if y'all want to drop a mailbox or a Christmas blessing in there, I definitely appreciate it. Through my Cash App, my PayPal link, it'll definitely go towards helping Kevin replace his laptop foundation. All right, and if you can, also subscribe to my alternative channel, which the link is also below each video. Now, guys, even though we thought we were coming out of this mess when it comes down to wokeness, there's still some lingering residuals of wokeness floating out there and trying to take us back to the Transformerville, okay? So we got to now check about what's going on with the resurrection of the Transformers. They're coming back. They're coming back. And when I say Transformers, you already know who I'm referring to. I'm not talking about Optimus Prime, Autobots, roll out. I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about Megatron. No, not Galvatron, Megatron, your leader. I'm not talking about him. Yeah, I'm talking about these Transformers, guys who thinks they're girls. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all.
A gym in Los Angeles terminated the membership of a woman who complained about a man using the women's locker room. Tish Hyman posted on X about the experience of having a man follow her into the women's room and call her only to have her gym membership canceled.
What? So this very obvious man followed the woman into the gym bathroom and called her the B word, right? Let's see how this transpired, okay?
On Sunday, Hyman posted, "Today he saw me walk into the women's room, followed me, and called me I ran into the locker room. I ran out into the locker room crying and screaming. This is why we can't be quiet, because people need to know what's happening. Thank you to the men who helped me today."
Yeah, we all need to know what's going on because we thought that stuff was over. We thought that stuff was over. Now, like I always say, we wouldn't even be dealing with this if the Democrats wouldn't have made it a part of their political agenda. See, they've emboldened and empowered all of these people, and now they want to distance themselves from all of these people, but they've already made it an issue. These people really think that their behavior is normal. They think everybody should bend around their behavior. You can't tell your kid that they're special and they don't have to follow any rules. And then all of a sudden, once they become crazy, out of control, unruly, disobedient, don't want to ever line up with authority, and then you want to come in talking about can you pull back a little bit? It's too late. It's in the bone. It's in the bone. That kid now thinks that he's special. He can do whatever he wants, and you did that. And now you don't want to take the criticism when everybody say, "Man, you got some wild, crazy kids. Your kids, did you see? I saw your kid outside the other day." Now you want to distance yourself from them. But here these folks are, and in their mind, they're still privileged, and they're still looking for opportunities to show everybody that you have to accept our delusion, even when it comes down to women. So they telling women how they feel about women. So let's see what woman he's talking to. I'm sure it's gonna be some white lady, some white nationalist lady or something like that he called his name.
Don't Tim!
Whoa,
Men!
that's a sister. Grown men.
In the women's locker
Oh man, she said grown men with big tallywhackers in the women's locker room. Now imagine being a woman and being surprised. You turn around and you see an apple stem hanging out in the locker room. This woman seems like she's a pretty tough woman right here. And she's upset. Let's see what the gym did.
And that's why I'm getting kicked out. And I want to make sure the girls know.
What? So you're getting kicked out? So the madness is still floating around out there somewhere. I see. Yeah, we haven't stumped out all of the madness. Unbelievable. Now, where are all the women rushing to her aid? I mean, this woman later on even says she's gay. I mean, you would think the LGBT community would be rushing to her aid, somebody, but instead, what did they do? They kicked this woman out the gym for acknowledging a man in the gym.
So, everybody saw that man in the locker room.
Everybody.
No one saying.
Ain't nobody saying nothing. Because she's out in Crazyville. See, and unfortunately, if you say too much, you end up, reaping this benefit right here. When you mess around and you call out this nonsense in a very liberal place, like the guy walking in front of her right now looks very gentle. I'm sure she's probably out in California somewhere, wherever. Somewhere where they're still pushing this mess, okay? But nonetheless, those are some real shorts that guy got on right there. Those are those come get me shorts. Guys don't wear those no more. This ain't the 80s. What's going on with this dude? But anyway, she has a problem with this, which she should.
And I'm done with it.
Done with it, she said.
Stupid. It's dangerous. Me naked in front of a man without my permission. But I ain't the one who gets kicked out the gym, y'all. I'm terminated for not wanting men in the locker room.
Now y'all hear how backwards our society has become. I mean, this is fascinating. Once again, we wouldn't have to be dealing with this if the Democrats would not have been advocates for these people and their behavior. If they would have never jumped on the trans wagon, okay, these people would still be in their behavior is unacceptable in society. They wouldn't have an advocate. They wouldn't have support. See, when you have people that are supposed to be responsible and they also have power and they're supporting your delusion, then it's easy to, conclude that what I feel is justified. Look, we got politicians supporting this. Yeah, we got the media supporting this. We got folks in entertainment supporting this. They're yelling at anybody who says this is nonsense. And then when the people voted against this and they realized the majority of people don't support this nonsense, then the Democrats kind of back off a little bit. Yeah, they don't make it, their main priority. But they still got the crazies running around thinking that, hey, wait a minute, for the last 10 years, y'all been telling us we were victims. They're trying to unexist us. This is a genocide against transgender folks. So we're still running around thinking we got the juice to where we can get mad at women for getting mad at me thinking I'm a woman in a woman's bathroom with my tallywhacker out. And here she is now telling about her experience.
The worst experience ever at the gym, at Gold's Gym. And I think this is probably happening at gyms across America.
No. Don't bring that to Ohio. Don't bring that. No. See, you bring that mess here, it'll get shut down.
They're like, trans women are going into the women's locker room and not really caring about how women feel about it. And it's really hurtful, yo. Like, how you gonna say you want to be a woman or that you are a woman, but you don't give a how women feel?
Yeah, absolutely. And neither does the Democrat Party, obviously, because they back these people. Yeah, they supported this mess. They called everybody transphobes who didn't agree with it. They forgot all about women's rights, women's sports. Forgot all about that mess. Y'all got trumped by the trans. That's what happened. Y'all got trumped by the trans. And I feel bad for you too. And like I said, years ago, before stupid people started validating and supporting this mess, society would have checked it. Yeah, that person would have walked in. This lady would have yelled. Everybody else would have said, what the heck is going on? Guys would have rushed to her aid. The folks running the gym would have shut that mess down, say, hey, look, do we need to call the police? Get your tail out of this bathroom. Yeah, that's what would have happened. In fact, most likely, that guy would have went in there because he would have been seen as a pervert, a peeping Tom, a flasher, something like that. But now he goes in thinking, I'm a woman, so shut up. So listen to how he responds to her when she was shocked to see a tallywhacker in the women's bathroom.
Today I was naked in the locker room. I turn around and there's a man there in boy clothes, lip gloss, standing there looking at me. I'm butt naked. So the first thing I think is maybe there's a work doing here. Maybe I missed a sign. I say the word sir to say, sir, what are you doing in here?
Oh, you know right now what's about to happen. Sir, what are you doing in here?
There, he goes, don't talk to me. I'm a woman. I have a right to be in here. Immediately, I'm pissed because I'm butt naked. I feel violated. I feel like weird. Like I don't want to deal with this, right?
Nobody does. See, that's the thing. How would you feel as a woman? You turn around and there's a guy standing there. Yeah. And then he's offended that you're offended. That's the craziness that we're living in right now. And then she gets punished for it. That's why I don't see how people could live in liberal states. I don't get it. I mean, those people were walking around scared because they like, I don't want to be the person getting kicked out the gym too. I hear you. Many of them probably agree with her, but they're walking by this like, yeah. They don't want to jump on board and say, I feel you, girl, because they might find themselves kicked out the gym too.
So the girls are walking in and they're seeing the commotion and they actually chime in and say, I don't know why he's in here. He's not supposed to be in here. And then I talk to the people that work at Gold's Gym and they don't really have anything to do. They just like, oh, we can file a report about it, incident report. What the is going on? Like
exactly. Crazy town. Boom, boom, won't you take me to boom, boom. Crazy town. Boom, boom. That's what's going on. What the heck is going on? Must be living in the end times right now. When up is down, down is up. You're looking at perversity on display. Unbelievable. Lunacy accepted. But not here. Nah, not in my house, like Mutombo say, not in my house.
Like, listen, how can you say you're a woman or you want to be a woman and you don't care how women feel?
Oh, they don't.
That's nothing more manly than not giving a fuck about how women feel, I'd like to think.
Yeah, and it's true. Because, I mean, heck, they don't care that they win in women's sports. That they don't care about those girls who've been working out hard, trying to win, and then you come along and break all the records, bump them down to like fourth place, take their scholarships. They don't care about that stuff. They don't care that you've been training, boxing, and then you get in there and you're looking like, is that a girl? That's a really, it's a really manly looking girl. Anybody check her? I'm a woman. Now, ding, ding, let's go. Bing, bing, bing. I'm done. They don't care about that mess. Yeah, so that's one example. But guys, we found another one, y'all. Y'all ready for this one? Yeah, see, Georgia's pretty conservative. However, around that Atlanta, Georgia area, a lot of shenanigans is going on. So we got us another example, y'all. Check this one out. Georgia.
Welcome back. And new tonight, DeKalb County Police have launched an internal investigation after a transgender woman says an officer confronted her for using the women's bathroom.
Now, first of all, I got to confront you for having no bass in your voice. You got no bass in your voice. No bass, bass. You need some bass in that voice. You know what? Let's see this transgender woman in the bathroom, y'all.
She says this happened 2 weeks ago at the public library in Tucker. And tonight, DeKalb County's
look like this transgender woman got a club foot. You see how that person's walking out that library? Jeez, oh man. No femininity to that walk.
County Public Library in Tucker.
Look at that. Maybe he's not used to walking in heels or something. He ain't got no heels on. He got flats, dragging his legs. That right there is a special walk. That lets me know you might be special. Okay. All right. But here he is walking because he's a trans woman, I'm sure.
DeKalb County's top official is calling this, quote, teachable moment.
Teachable moment?
Earlier, I spoke with the woman at the center of the controversy.
I use the restroom, the women's restroom, like I have been for months, if not years. Never had any issues.
Sarah.
Okay. Did anybody just catch that? This woman has more bass in his voice than the guy interviewing him. Did you hear that? Looking and sounding like Andre the Giant right there. Yes. Andre, are you going to win tomorrow? Yes. Are you sure? No. So now we got Andre the Giant dressed up. Well, really ain't even dressed up. Just got some lipstick on. Came out with the Silence of the Lamb Buffalo Bill voice. Puts the lotion on his skin or else he gets the hose again. Just put the frickin' lotion on your skin, lady. It does what it's told. So let's finish hearing Buffalo Bill talk about his hurtful experience in the bathroom.
Swinson is a regular at the Tucker Reed Kofor Library. She says after she used the ladies' room on October 20th, a DeKalb police officer on hand for early voting confronted her.
Now, it burns me up to even hear this dude keep referring to this man as a lady and her and all of that. I'm going, see, this is the stuff. This is the stuff that makes them think I'm cool. This delusional man don't even realize he's carrying more testosterone than the guy interviewing him. And he's talking about, you know what? I've been using the bathroom all of this time and I never had a problem. And that's the problem. And somebody should have called you out a long time ago and said, Andre, I thought you passed away years ago. You still wrestling? That's what somebody should have said. And why are you in the woman's bathroom, Andre? So let's continue.
He says, excuse me, sir, so misgendering me right away.
You hear that?
Wow.
Man, he said, excuse me, sir, misgendering me right away. Man! Oh my God, man. Like the delusion is on a whole nother level. You see, man, we are living in cuckoo-ville. I mean, this person really don't realize why this cop saw him as a man. Now, one of the early signs of delusion is when you cannot really recognize reality. This person probably gets up in the morning, puts on a little lipstick, looks in the mirror, fluffs his hair up and thinks, I'm a beautiful, gorgeous woman. Now let me go out into society because I'm sure they'll all recognize my femininity. There it is. This person right there ain't even trying to soften up the voice. Most of the time, you know, they're talking out the nostrils and stuff like that. But not this dude. He's coming in with the Barry White. Right. And talking about some misgender.
You're not a woman. That's obvious.
Swinson explaining to the officer that she's a transgender woman.
With that walk, you can't soften that walk up. Pick your feet up. Man, are your feet fat? Good grief. You slide them along. Unbelievable. Tried to explain that I'm a transgender woman. Now, imagine explaining that to somebody who lives in reality. You're like, no, you're just a delusional man who's in a girl's bathroom. And I'm going to need you to get all the way out of here, okay? That's what I'm going to need you to do, and get some help. Just get some help. I mean, the disrespect of these people, the arrogance of these people, the delusion of these people is fascinating. They don't realize how offensive this is. And it's always the men who think they're women. Yeah, they want to stroll up there and take advantage of women's spaces, their sports, and all of that. You don't see this stuff on the reverse side. And even if a girl who thinks she's a guy comes in a bathroom with men, men, you know, they don't feel threatened. They might, you know, if the person really looks like a dude, they might just think, oh, it's a feminine looking dude. But they're not worried about somebody taking advantage of pretending you're the opposite gender to get a free peek or to even do something worse. See, you'll get the ugly end of that deal if you're a female coming in a male's bathroom trying to do something stupid. See, or getting in a male's sport trying to, you know, show them all that I'm really a man and get knocked out. So it's always men, even though the left is always talking about male testosterone and men always, and I'm saying, but y'all are allowing men who thinks they're women to get into your spaces, dominate your sports, and then yell at women who's offended about it. So let's finish checking out Andre walk off, and let's see what happened to that brave cop who recognized that, dude, if you don't get out of this bathroom.
But he got angry.
This is a police matter. There are women and little girls in there, and I have to protect them.
Darn right. Darn right. This is a police matter. There are women and children in there. And you can't recognize that? Do you understand how scared a little kid would be if they turned and looked up and saw Andre the Giant in their bathroom? A little girl. Mommy, why is Andre the Giant in here? Buffalo Bill running around in there.
She says it ended up causing a scene in the middle of the library. She tried to de-escalate.
Finally, I just nodded, and he walked off, and I was very thankful.
The next day, she emailed library staff, who she says reached out to DeKalb County Police.
The library filed the complaint on my behalf.
You see, painted a little red on those fingers, those big man hands right there. That makes them feminine right there. You didn't know that? Put a little nail polish on your hands that are bigger than mine. And then all of a sudden now, when I look at it, I see a girl's hand. Now that's how that works. Put a little lipstick on. When I look at that big jaw and that big man head right there, I see a woman. All it took was just a little lipstick. They don't even try. These aren't the transgender folks who go out and put effort into trying to really fool people. These dudes, man, the transgender community got all the way out of control. I'm surprised there isn't other transgenders offended by these type of transgenders. Like, look at them. They don't even look like women. He's not even trying. Look, I got breasts. I got a butt implant. I got ribs taken out. I got my Adam's apple removed. And this guy right here, all he did is put lipstick on. That's all he did. Hey, I'm surprised there aren't hierarchies. But boy, here he is with those nails. Yes, I was happy that he left.
There aren't any Georgia laws banning transgender people from using bathrooms aligning with their gender identity.
And that's the problem, which we're going to be talking about later on in our show. There's no laws, which there should be.
PD says its internal affairs unit is actively investigating the incident, but offering few details.
I'm not looking for this guy to be fired. I'm not looking for him, to be really punished in any way. I just hope that this is an opportunity for education.
For education?
I just hope that this is an opportunity for education.
Yeah, for you.
Yes, the only person who needs to be educated is you. Okay, sit down, Andre. Sit down. All right, let's go over some fundamentals. You have an apple stem? Yes. That apple stem makes you a man. No, it doesn't. Yes, it does. I know you don't believe it, but it does. It really does. The reason I'm saying that is because your voice is deeper than mine. You don't realize that? I mean, you can't make that connection. No, it doesn't matter. My voice is just a social construct. Huh. All right, let's start over again. Okay. All right. When you're born without that, I need Mr. Rogers. That guy needs to be educated, along with anybody in society that says that these people need to be left alone to do whatever they want. They need to be accepted as, man, when I hear people say that, I'd be like, you are one. It's people like you who makes them think I'm legit.
And I asked DeKalb County CEO Lorraine Cochran Johnson about all of this. She told us the county supports the LGBTQ community, calling this a teachable moment. She says as a result, they'll be looking at their training, curriculum, and laws and policies on the books. The county further clarified their official position is for library patrons to use whichever bathroom aligns with their gender identity.
Trump, this is what's happening right now.
Oh, God.
Hush up, boy. Y'all see that mess? So there you have it, guys.
Using bathrooms aligning with their gender identity.
Let's see. I have to accidentally hit something because I ain't got my normal laptop. Yeah, so there you go. That's what's happening down there in Georgia. Georgia needs to get it together. All right. I'm still fascinated that even the LGB community is still connected to the LGBT. I mean, don't they realize these folks even make them look crazier? If I was the president of that organization, I'd be like, all right, guys, we got to distance ourselves from the T. All right, can we drop the T? We can't drop the T. Oh, shoot. We got to drop the T, man. They're making us look nuts. So, speaking of people who are always involved with the LGBTQ community and stuff like that, looks like Black Gay Drop is back. and she's back on the scene with a gangster lean. And of course, she's talking about her LGBT, community, connections and stuff like that too. And then she's mad that people recognized it and said, "You always talking about you're the first black gay immigrant and all of that stuff. Could you be doing that because of identity politics?" But she says no. She's upset that.
Hush up, boy.
I woke up every day as a black woman who is queer
Okay.
and as the first openly queer person to hold the position of press secretary.
Now y'all see that? Yeah. Mop top done dropped the mop, and she done went ahead and permed it out. Okay, so she permed it out, and she's on a book tour. And while on the book tour, that first scene or clip you just saw, the guy was asking her, "Why is it that you ignored all of the shenanigans with creepy, sleepy, sleazy, slimy, sloppy Joe?" And she pivots to, "I'm the first black gay female to ever hold that position, so don't ask me tough questions. Don't make me have to admit that, I got up there every day and prostituted myself for Joe Biden. And don't make me admit that I was the worst press secretary of all times. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take out that bubble wrap of gayness, blackness, whatever. I'm a foreigner, and I'm going to wrap myself real good. And just to show that's not a first, here's a little montage of her using all of those infinity stones of wokeness constantly.
For the President of the United States, I see every day how important visibility and representation are. I am a black gay immigrant woman. As the first black openly queer White House press secretary. As a black woman, as a person who's also LGBTQ. As a black woman who has walked through the walls of the White House, and I meant a lot to people because of the communities that I represented. And they felt seen.
What does that do for you? These are all just superficial characteristics that really don't add to your character, your knowledge, your capabilities. But you just repeat them as if these are skill sets. I'm the first black, the queer, lesbian, immigrant. All of those don't make you smarter. There's a lot of people out there that can say they're all those things, and they're dumb, they're reckless. Some might be in prison. All of that stuff. It means nothing. It doesn't add to your value at all whatsoever. So you're touting them as if these are attributes of success or qualification. Like, man, dude, if I could just become black, I'll be rich. If I just become gay, tell you I'll be famous. I mean, if I just become an immigrant, that'll make me accepted. To Democrats, dummies who think this adds value to you, they celebrate this mess, and that's why you lead with it. Because you don't want them to see your lack of talent and capability. You want them just to see and celebrate superficial stuff. My black is the black first gay black. It burns me up to even hear it. Look at how many times she's used this mess.
They saw me at the podium, whether it was women of color, black women, queer community, LGBTQ community, immigrant. They felt seen. I am a black woman. I'm a queer woman. I'm an immigrant. I'm black. I'm a black woman. I'm queer. I'm an immigrant, and I'm Haitian American.
Yeah, look at that. She dropped all of them out there on the fingers. I'm black. I'm a queer. I'm a immigrant, and I'm Haitian. Y'all know immigrant is Haitian. She got a 2-for-1. I'm an immigrant and I'm Haitian. Well, why can't you just be Haitian? Or why can't you just use immigrant? You wanted to double up on the wokeness. That's what it is. So she's dropping them out there. Fingers too. Black, look at me. I got 4 of those.
It was a privilege and an honor. I always say that, to have been White House press secretary, because I spoke for the most powerful person in the world.
No. You lied for the most powerful person, or the assumed most powerful person in the world. That's why you had to lie. You had to lie to make it seem like he was. But we all knew he wasn't. We all knew he was a joke. We all knew, everybody else knew it was a joke. All the other countries, you look at Biden, he real stupid. They all knew that dude was blew out. Except for you, obviously, because you're out here saying, I didn't see nothing.
the president of the United States, and I did it as a first. I was
here
the
we go.
first black person, the first openly queer person, the first immigrant, like many firsts.
Yeah, many first that made me still be sorry. Didn't do nothing for you. Absolutely nothing for you. You get into a talent show, dance talent show, and you can't even hit the two-step. Yeah, man. But you're talking about the first black queer, the immigrant dancer. I'm going to be dancing, and you can't dance? That doesn't make you sweet. It doesn't add to your skill set, your rhythm. Yeah, you still need talent. But here you are trying to bubble wrap yourself and, make folks look at that stuff instead of your qualifications. And then you get mad when they bring up DEI.
And so I carried all these communities with me in the job. And so it made it much more special to have had the job. So my portfolio and what I was charged to do was to speak on behalf of the president of the administration.
No, to lie on behalf of the president of the administration. Somebody said they woke up to snow. Me too. I went to work last night driving in it. I was like, what the heck is this? Snow? Yeah. And it ain't even December.
To the American people, obviously doing it in the press briefing room with the press and going back and forth, but pushing out what we were trying to do, pushing out our message.
Pushing out propaganda. That's what it is. Pushing out a whole bunch of lies and propaganda. That's all I was. Somebody said, gay, black, immigrant, libtard, willing to say whatever told. Yep, able to lie with a straight face. And she was one of the worst liars too. Obvious liars. It was top of mind. Good at the lies. At least Raggedy Patty was a little more smoother. But now here she is once again, rolling out those infinity stones that made it a little more special. And somebody's about to call her on it.
And trying to answer really hard questions and important questions that the American people needed.
You used the term cheap fakes. Was that choice of words in the moment, or was that something that had been prepared ahead of time as a talking point?
It was prepared.
Prepared. Y'all see that? Y'all see as they're asking her about those cheap fakes and stuff? And on the side screen, look what we got.
Did you or did anyone ever verify if the videos you were talking about were in fact cheap fakes?
Of course we didn't verify them because there's no such thing as a cheap fake. We made that mess up so that we could go ahead and downplay the fact that everybody saw that Joe Biden was losing it. Yeah, why would we need to verify something we already know is real? Okay, but instead we come up with some crazy behind new definition and even had little Brian Stelter come out and try to explain it. A cheap fake is actually where the video is kind of like put in a position to make it seem. They really put effort into covering for Biden, because they knew that you can't explain stuff like what we're seeing on that split screen.
I believe so.
I believe so.
What is a cheap fake?
What is a cheap fake?
It was something that we did not coin. It was something that the media coined. They did the work. They did the legwork on
online. That's what the media did. The media said we're going to give you an outlet so that we could run cover for the Democrat Party and Joe Biden. Now, we all seen that man wander off. We all seen Georgia Mahoney or whatever her name is. I forget her last name. But had to go and grab him. Like, over here. We all saw it. We all saw Obama have to grab him and walk him off the stage. And there's no excuse for that. That's when they still thought that he might have a shot at beating Trump before that debate. So what did they do? They said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to put them back on their heels by coming up with a new definition called a cheap fake. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to give you this new evidence, this new cover, this new statement, and then you could get in there and bring it up. Yeah, Maloney, that's her name. So now, when they're asking her later on, like, what is a cheap fake? She's like, boy, I tell you, back in the day when I was the fake press secretary, I never had to explain what it was. I was able to get out there and push the propaganda that the media laid to work for.
Coming up with that terminology. And so we were just elevating essentially what the media was saying.
Yeah, so you didn't know what it was. Yeah, you let the media run cover for you and just came out and elevated it like y'all always do. Media, handle it. And then we'll come out and pair it with what you guys are saying.
Press was saying.
But do you know where it is?
I mean, it basically is laid out with how you defined it with what President Biden was actually doing, and it took away from what he was actually doing, or
No, it didn't take away. It revealed what he was actually doing. That's the problem. See, and you're trying to say, well, that basically took away from what he was trying to do. No, it didn't take away from what we're watching there on that split screen. Yeah, it was trying to distract us and make us think that our eyes were lying to us. Yeah, that's what that was designed to do. As the video footage was revealing that this man was blew out. And here you are talking about the cheap fakes were designed to take away from what he was actually doing. Well, let's see what he was actually doing.
An illusion of something that just did not exist.
Were all clips circulated on social media or otherwise?
Look at that deep fake, that cheap fake.
Being confused or freezing at times, were those all fakes?
I can't speak to everything that was on social media.
Sure, but there were instances where
look at this.
Videos were circulated of President Biden appearing confused or freezing for a moment that were real, correct?
He won't let it go. You see Biden walking away with those mummy hands? You see him walking away with those mummy hands? And here she is, still lying, out there still trying to sell a book about, you know what, Biden was great and stuff like that. And here she is trying to explain the cheap fakes and stuff. Look.
Not that I recall.
Not that I recall.
What we were trying to lift up was something that was very, very clear that what they were showing was not actually what was happening.
Yeah. You think that was Biden sleeping right there? That man was praying. That man was in the midst of meditation right there. He had the V shape over the eyes. That man right there was comfortable sleeping. He got into the groove, man. He is so blew out that he wasn't even trying to hide it. You know, back in the day, you know, you try to hide it, put the hand over the head or something, you know, something like that. Put the eye, make it look like you're tired. But no, not him. My man was wide open, like, y'all see me, right? You see me. I'm knocked out, and I'm not even trying to hide it. But that was a cheap fake. See, what he was doing was intensely listening. He was meditating, and then we're going to try to make it seem like he was falling asleep at that meeting. Well, one of their own responded to Black Gay Drop on her little tour, not trying to answer questions because she's black and gay and a woman.
And then I'm treated to Karine Jean-Pierre, who was Biden.
Oh, my God. Go ahead.
And so she goes on with this guy, Ozzy Cotton, who I don't think I know, but it seems to me like it's a, you know.
He does some of the great Q&As in American journalism.
Right. And she goes on promoting the book, okay. They done books, you go, well, they ask you about the book.
The book.
Okay. That's what the question going to be about. And she started tagging him that she shouldn't answer that because she's a black lesbian female. Lady, please, do your book tour and then shut the
and shut the F-bomb up. Yeah, see, even this funky, nasty, stinking man right there even recognizes it. Here you are, supposed to be doing a book tour, and they ask you about the book, and you can't explain it because we all know the book is bull. You got the bull book, okay? So you out there with your bull book, and they're asking you about the bull crap, and you know what, it's the first black gay woman. But you don't like being called a DEI hire, though. Yeah, all of y'all are offended when we bring this up.
Think you're seeing, and what Karen is attesting to, is that she is quite incompetent to do the job, right? Yeah. This is what Republicans have been saying for years now, is that she is just another evidence that DEI doesn't work, whether that's in the White House in your press secretary role, or whether that's an air traffic controller, an air pilot, whether that's your doctor. You want to hire the best for the role. The best for the role.
If I took Gizmo and Nala into the groomer, and somebody in there like, all right, I've never really cut any dog's hair, but I'm the first black, gay, immigrant, Haitian dog groomer. Okay, you have an example of your work? I'm the first black, gay, immigrant, and I come back, and my dogs are shaved to the ba-bone, do-do-do-do-do, shaved to the ba-bone. I'm going, you know what? I got a problem with you. I want the best, okay? I don't want you in here talking about all of these unnecessary characteristics that don't make you a good dog groomer, okay? I want the best, man, like Tony Montana said. You mess with me, you're messing with the best, man. I tell you that much. So now let's finish hearing this lady call out Black Gay Drop for being a DEI hire, and then this other lady tries to chime in and defend it.
Not just based on skin color, Jake. Why did she get the job over John Kirby?
Good question.
Well, why are we assuming that she is a black LGBT, gay woman is DEI, but a white woman who is behind the podium right now, which DEI initially started as affirmative action, which was about affirmatively hiring women and minorities. Why is one DEI and the other is not?
Because the other one didn't come in talking about I'm the first white press secretary that's a woman, and the other one is actually competent in her job. Her skill set is on display. Her qualifications are backed up every day when we watch the press conference. We can tell the difference between Black Gay Drop's behavior and her, lack of competency versus, Caroline Lovett. It's easy to tell. And Caroline Lovett's not leading with all of her, physical characteristics and stuff like that, like Black Gay Drop was. Her very introduction was opening up by having Raggedy Patty, start off with she's got to be the first black gay. And you wonder why we all go, oh, here we go again. Straight DEI.
Why did she get the job over John Kirby? Because as everyone has said this week, she is woefully incompetent.
She had the job long before John Kirby.
Why is she trained every 4 sentences to say she is a black, queer, LGBTQ woman? Because that's how she's been promoted her entire career.
Bam! Face! That's why she's trained to do that. Just like all of the other raggedy, sorry folks that don't qualify for their position, which is pretty much all of the Democrats. See, the white ones can't use the DEI argument. So you got to start off with being a woman. So if you're a white woman, you could just at least lean on that. But then, of course, you get more, qualifications of DEI. As you become a woman, then you're a woman of color. And then if you're trans or if you're black, white, if you're a gay or stuff like that, it just goes on and on and on. And so, you get, more layers of bubble wrap. That's what that is. More layers of bubble wrap to cover up their lack of qualifications. The whole Democrat Party and their politicians suck. They don't bring these folks in because they make good policies. They make good choices. They have good moral character. They bring them in because they know that they'll use the tactics that the Democrat Party uses for success, which is victimization, division, and all of that stupid stuff. Emotions, lying, manipulation, demonization. You don't have to be brilliant as a politician to do that. They're not expecting you to come up with good policies. They're expecting you to use propaganda, anger, block anybody questioning your motives and what the Democrats are doing by calling them white supremacists. Hey, you don't need talent to do that. You just need to be a prostitute for the money. I'm coming in. So now she gets asked about it. And look what she says. Another dumb DEI response.
Because
we're getting who did the Turks and what?
You brought Jink and Katie together. They were able to agree on something, and it was about the fact that they don't like the way you talk about your identity.
Oh,
okay.
Jink thinks that talking about your identity as a black queer woman is playing into identity politics and something that you do to shield yourself from criticism.
No, not
now y'all ready for this spin? Y'all ready for this twist on this? She about to put a twist on this.
Not at all.
She kind of said the same thing in a different way.
Yeah.
I want you to maybe talk a little bit about why it's so important for you to talk about.
I love that you said that, because if anything, I get criticized for saying I'm a black queer woman. I don't get shielded from saying I'm a black queer woman. If anything, it actually puts a target, more of a target on me when I say it.
What? Now, did y'all hear that jujitsu? Boy, she's horrible at her job. That is the dumbest thing ever. If anything, I did a bit that people hate when I say it and they put up there. No, the thing is, that right there is designed to back people up off of you. Okay? It don't put a target on your back. You put a target on your back because you're always using that as a defense mechanism. You're always leading with that mess first. And here you are talking about, if anything, it puts a target on my back. No, by you using that puts the target on your back. It minimizes the respect anybody have for your skill, for your talent, for your qualifications. Soon as you lead with that, I'm going, oh boy. So you want me to see that first? So here she is now trying to say, no. By me saying it makes me unpopular. No, it doesn't shield me. I don't use it to shield me. No, I use it because of what?
And I bring it up because there are communities out there who don't feel seen or who are scared or who are fearful. And I think I need to own it. And I've always been unapologetic about who I am. I will never, ever, ever run away from it. And first of all, you see me and I'm a black woman. So you know what I mean? I don't have to say it. I mean,
then why do you say it? Now y'all hear that? That double speak right there? First of all, you see me and I'm a black woman, so I shouldn't have to say it. Then why do you always say it? That's the question.
You see, I walk into a room, there goes a black, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even understand that. I can't hide the fact that I'm a black woman, so why not own it? And so I will never apologize for being in the body and the space and the communities that I occupy. And it's almost as if, no, you're going to acknowledge me because this is who I am.
See, that right there really sums it up. Because I'm going to force you to acknowledge me that this is who I am. And I'm going, that's who you are? That's what you want me to conclude that you really are? The sum total of you is your color, your sexuality, like who you sleeping with, and where you're from. You're from Haiti, rather. That right there, that's the sum of you. It ain't your thoughts. It's not your contribution to society that you can actually qualify and quantify. It's none of that. It's not your accomplishments. None of that. It's just that this is who I am. I'm black. So that's like Kev coming on here every night. And instead of showing y'all what I'm thinking about, my talents, my ability to do this, I just come on down. I'm bald. I got a beard and I'm black. I can dance a little bit and stuff like that. So I don't know much about politics, and the stuff I say makes no sense. And I think I'm funny, but I'm not. I'm just laying eggs up here every night. But you're supposed to watch me. You're supposed to acknowledge that I'm just black. I'm bald, and that's why you should watch me. Yeah, that's the sum total of what I am. This is how stupid she sounds, and she don't realize it.
And I'm not going to hide it, and I'm going to put it in your face
and make us throw up on it. That's why we want to vomit up on it. Blah. You're always putting it in our face. Oh, here we go again. Let me guess. You're black. You're the first black, gay. We've heard it all a million times.
This is who I am. Again, I actually get criticized for being a black queer woman.
Oh, that's what it is. Y'all hear that? So now, let's get to some more serious topics, because here's Black Gay Drop again, about to, give us a lead in to what we hope is about to happen, which is some big payback. The big payback. Oh, yeah. So here she is talking about how the media gives Trump. Now, she ain't over the line. She's still lying. She's saying the media treats Trump good and special stuff.
Is it harder to trust and be trustworthy of a corporate media right now?
I think you said it, corporate media, right? I mean, there's a change in who owns the media, who gets to decide who speaks on behalf of these networks. And I do believe, now to your question about where we are with the media, I think there's a Trump standard. A Trump standard? There's a Trump standard that
you can call him a white supremacist, a Trump standard that you can go ahead and have 98% negative coverage of him. Yeah, a Trump standard that you can make up any darn lie you want about him, any false narrative. You can say the man asked for a bloodbath. You can say he's holding Nazi rallies. You can say all of that. You could call that man Hitler. Now that is a Trump standard. That's a big time Trump standard. I've never seen the media hold anybody to the standard of Trump. Yeah, man, ever. And here she's now, once again, lying. Trying to make everybody think, oh, Trump gets away with murder in the media. That's a Trump standard. And I'm going, see, you're always telling us the opposite of the truth. Things that we, with common sense, know better. Know better. We know you're telling us the opposite. And I'm going, yeah, there's a Trump standard, all right. We hate Trump. He's a white supremacist.
He's just covered differently.
Yeah,
and
right.
It is insane. I mean, President Obama said it perfectly recently. He said, can you imagine if I did justice?
Yeah, they would overlook it. They would overlook it. So you hear her talk about how Trump gets covered differently. Well, guys, we're about to see. Because we got us a big fat scandal that we all knew about. We all knew about this scandal. Right about now, it's just coming to the open, and it appears that there's some movement being made towards holding those that were part of the scandal accountable. We all knew the players that were involved in the scandal, but the media apparently didn't know. They took them seriously. They're not able to make the connection that we, as common sense, folks who've observed this over the years, are able to conclude that these people were all colluding to destroy Trump. They wanted to put him in jail. When they couldn't do that, they came up with all these lies and narratives to undermine him, to handicap his presidency. And now they're concerned about the favor being returned. And guess who else is concerned? The same people who ran cover for him lied with them and for them.
Department prosecutors have just issued a subpoena to former National Intelligence Director James Clapper.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Thank you. I'll be playing here all week. James Clappy? Oh, got him a subpoena. Who else?
Longtime target of President Trump's, and former FBI officials Peter Strzok and Lisa Page.
Yes! Get them too! Yeah, can you sprinkle some more of the subpoenas around?
Have also received subpoenas. Sources telling CNN tonight the prosecutors are now moving to subpoena the former CIA director, John Brennan.
Oh, shoot! Don't stop with that. Don't stop. Get it. Don't stop. Get it. Subpoenas for everybody. That's what needs to happen. So apparently, they done made this connection. They've been sitting on this and they're like, all right, it's time. It's time to drag them all in and put them on display. But it appears, based on the tone of this lady's voice, instead of her saying, well, let's look at why they're being subpoenaed, she sounds like this is nonsense. This is ridiculous. Why Trump's going after his political enemies that were only trying to hold him responsible and accountable.
Aaron, we know that this action from the Justice Department, it's not done yet. Subpoenas have gone out to people, including Lisa Page, Peter Strzok. You remember their names from the FBI investigation in 2016.
Yeah, I remember. Because, see, I got enough common sense to know what they were talking about through those text messages when they're talking about he's not going to win, is he? No, we will stop him. We have an insurance policy. I wasn't dumb enough to try to say, well, man, he wasn't talking about actually doing anything shady. He was just saying the people are going to vote. The people are going to vote to stop him. And I'm going, you believe that lie right there? Y'all went ahead and ran cover for him, trying to say that, no, that wasn't suspicious at all. No, we don't have to question the brave men and women of the FBI with all of this power, all of that intel, all of this conniving and stuff. We don't have to question them. Yeah, even when they get caught with text messages that are very obvious to everybody else, except for you guys. The same media that was covering for him and pushing this Russiagate mess.
2017. And then intelligence chiefs were either getting subpoenas or expecting to get subpoenas in the coming days. The former CIA director, John Brennan, the former director of national intelligence, James Clapper. But sources are telling Evan Perez and I that it is dozens of subpoenas that are going out to people in the intelligence world from...
Dozens of subpoenas is going out to people in the intelligence world. That's right. It needs to be a dragnet of folks. Anybody who was close to what they put us through needs to go.
2017, that all of these subpoenas are coming from investigators based in the Southern District of Florida. So that's where Mar-a-Lago is. So
Florida? Ooh, that means that we ain't gonna get no sorry behind jury. That like up there in Washington with Hillary Clinton, when they put her lawyer on trial, they let that dude walk. And I'm sitting there like, are you kidding me? I mean, this chick paid for the corrupt dossier and y'all let them walk on some bull crap. Yeah, take them down to Florida. Matter of fact, I might move to Florida just so I can get on that jury. I go down there with a disguise on. Oh, yeah. Go down there. Hello, everyone. My name is Points Dexter. And I'm just a regular Floridan citizen. Hey, you sure you're not Kevin from Kevin's Corner? No, Never heard of them. That's what I should do. As soon as they put me on that much guilty. Sir, the trial hasn't even started yet. Huh? Oh, my fault. I'll wait to say guilty. That's what I do. So let's continue listening to these people pretend that, oh, it's kind of overreach. This is ridiculous that Trump's going after these people.
Connections are a little bit more tenuous to this investigation in 2016 that would be Crossfire Hurricane. That's what it was called within the FBI. And the other thing that we know based on our sources is what these subpoenas are asking for is that investigators want people, these former officials, intelligence officials in the federal government, to turn over documents from a pretty narrow window of time, July 2016 to February 2017, things like their text messages, their emails, their computer files, everything related to an intelligence community assessment report that was produced in 2017 that summed up essentially the basis for investigating Russian interference in the 2016 election.
We want it all. Want it all. In fact, can we sprinkle in some Jack, the Jack in the Box? Yeah, the guy who allowed. Oh, don't forget Mayor Garlick, who okayed those requests for phone records from those senators and lawmakers. Can we get some of them in there too? Ask them why were you looking at our phone records? That's what I want to know. We can't get those people in there. See, these people been preparing for this moment for a while. They knew that, oh crap, we've been all involved in this. Remember Hillary Clinton said, if he gets in, we're all going to hang by the neck. Why would she say that? Why would she say that? So my gut tells me that they started laying the groundwork for this day when Trump was possibly going to win, and they were talking about retribution. If he gets in, he's going to just abuse his power and just start coming after us like we did him. I'm sorry, did we say that? I thought he's going to be coming after us for no reason, but just holding him accountable. Yes, we all know why you came after him. We all knew this was a lie. I could go ahead and prosecute every one of these people. I know more about this case than, most lawyers. I followed it. I seen these folks' handiwork. So we've been on this forever. And I'm just saying, will somebody please hold these people accountable for what they did? And finally, we might just be getting some, y'all. Let's go ahead and continue because MSNBC about to come in, y'all, and feel sympathetic to their needs.
Well, the Trump campaign was something Donald Trump has wanted to see looked into again.
A federal grand jury has subpoenaed former CIA Director John Brennan, former FBI officials Peter Strzok and Lisa Page, as well as others. It is part of the Justice Department's investigation into the origins of the Trump-Russia probe.
A series of subpoenas are being...
Oh, boy. So remember Black Gay Drops said Trump gets covered differently and stuff like that? Well, let's see just how this guy from MSNBC is interpreting this, right? Okay. Because he said he covered all of that stuff too. Yeah, you covered it all right. Yeah, you ran cover for it.
Prepared to go out to all kinds of people, in particular asking about how the 2016 or 2017 intelligence assessment on Russian election interference was prepared. And the thing that's deeply ironic about that to me is I covered the original John Durham investigation. And at the time I was covering the CIA, and so many CIA...
No, you were working for the CIA. I was covering for the CIA. That's what he should have said. At the time, I was covering for the CIA, and that's what it is. So you hear this guy? At the time, I covered it. We all saw the way MSNBC covered the whole Russia thing. Remember Rachel Madcow with that big nose? Talking about Russia, Putin, Russia, Putin, Kremlin, Putin, Russia. We know how y'all covered it. And he's talking about, I covered it.
Officers and intelligence officers had to get lawyers, had to pay for lawyers to go in and be interviewed by federal prosecutors about the work that they did in assembling this intelligence assessment. And at the end of the day, in 2023, John Durham released a massive report, and he did not criticize at all the preparation of this intelligence assessment. And this was a man appointed by Bill Barr.
I hate when they try to do that. A man appointed by another insider. All of these dudes were part of the system. They weren't going to stick it to these people like that. Yeah, you might indicate there's some questionable things done, but you're never really going to lay it on those people like we all saw it. You're never really going to say these people coordinated all of this. These people made up stuff. These people went out of their way to, falsify information. You're never going to do that. So even though the Durham report said we found that there was some questionable things, so what? You need to go ahead and say these people are corrupt, evil. They tried to violate Trump's civil liberties. They tried to undermine his presidency. They made up stuff. They got false subpoenas. They coordinated and conspired with each other. Yeah, that's what I needed to hear. But here he is. Even though Bill Barr, I'm like, Bill Barr was a traitor as well.
A Donald Trump appointed special counsel investigation that exhaustively examined all of this and the FBI's Crossfire Hurricane criminal investigation of the same ground and the question of whether the Trump campaign had colluded with Russia.
And then watch this. Look what he's more concerned about. Not getting to the truth. Not getting to the corruption behind all of these people, but he's more concerned about what?
No major figure was charged with wrongdoing. And now this Justice Department wants to look at all of this again.
Yeah.
And whether they ever file criminal charges, it's going to cause people to have to hire lawyers, to have to go before grand juries, to have to provide records. It's a lot of pain that they are prepared.
A lot of pain. Like all the millions of dollars that Trump had to spend through all of the stupid investigations. All of the millions of dollars they tried to extort from him. Yeah, you weren't worried about his pain? Yeah, well, he was out there trying to campaign and y'all trying to put him through pain. All of that, y'all all said that was justified. Trump, he just needs to go ahead and prove that he's innocent, even though we all knew he was innocent. But he had to spend all that time, all of that money, all of those resources, and y'all weren't even thinking about it. Y'all never recognized that maybe this is lawfare. Does look kind of funny that all of these people are coming at Trump like that. Didn't even consider it. Now that the shoe is about to be on the other foot, he's worried about the money they got to spend. I hope that not only do they break them financially, then I hope they go ahead and find them all guilty. Yep, I want them to get the double whammy. Break them and jail them. Let them be in prison broke. That's what needs to happen. So let's continue, though, because remember, this is MSNBC. Yeah, this is the Democrats' home turf right here.
To impose on former government officials and others.
The best way to oppose fake news is for people to watch outlets like MSNBC, where you report real news all the time.
Y'all hear, Lou? The best place for people to get real news is from the MSNBC, where you guys report real news all the time. And speaking of reporting real news all the time, why aren't they talking about this? This is another key to the puzzle. Once this right here gets exposed, then maybe we can start dragging folks in that might have been a part of that J6 conspiracy. We done found out now that the FBI had a whole heap of people inside of that crowd. And now it appears that we might have found that pipe bomber. Now, once again, we're waiting for the confirmation. But right now it seems like they're like at 98%, confirmation that it was a former, y'all ready for this? A former Washington police officer, a lady. And this lady right here has a limp. And through, recognition, where they do, gait and all of that stuff, they're like at 98% sure. And when they brought it to the people, they said, oh, bleep, she's one of ours. And then just so happened, y'all, that right after that, this lady right here got a promotion to what? The CIA. So now my question was, did she do this for the CIA? Did she do this for the promotion? I want the FBI to finally come on out. A reporter went ahead and cracked this right here. I'm wondering why the FBI haven't cracked it yet. I mean, where are you right about now? FBI, I need y'all to be ahead of the reporter. Good grief. So right now, the word on the street is, we might be hearing something about this, and I hope so. Because, see, this is a domino piece that will crumble. If you get her, then you find out who is it that gave you the go-ahead. Who were you on the telephone with? Why were you so confident to where you knew that phone call wasn't going to be traced while you were so-called planting that pipe bomb? That's my question. Why in the world did the FBI just suddenly just gave up on even trying to find the pipe bomber? We need to know who all conspired when it comes down to J6. I need to know why all those FBI agents were in that crowd. Somebody please find out who okayed that. Somebody go and grab one of them and say, hey man, who okayed you to be in this crowd right here? That's what I need to know. Why ain't they moving fast enough on this? They always come out with these reports and you say, okay, we now know that it appears that, you're confirming what we all believe, that it was a psyop. It was a big setup. It was entrapment. So now why aren't you going to find these guys that were in that crowd? I'm sure they'll talk before they go to the slammer. I'm sure if you start saying, all right, who coordinated this? Who put it together? Who sent you? What was your assignment? You want to do some time for this? Well, actually, it was Nancy Pelosi and it was so and so and so and so. I need to find out who was responsible for that. And boy, if they get this pipe bomber, right there, the whole narrative falls apart because we know that if this so-called police officer did this, she wasn't rogue. She went out there doing this on her own. And that's probably why they just gave up looking for her. So that's one more little nugget that I want to go ahead and see unfold right there. But let's close out with this, y'all. Because see, this is why we can never let the Democrats get back in power. Look what we're trying to do and look what they're trying to stop.
It made 1,500 arrests during a 10-day operation in Houston last month. The agency says they nabbed 17 gang members, 40 aggravated felons, 1 convicted murderer, and 13 sexual predators, along with many other criminal aliens and immigration offenders. That's more than double the arrests made in a similar operation in August.
Woo-wee!
We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. No, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more.
Yeah, I want more of them locked up. Whether they are criminals or whether they're just here legally, which still makes them a criminal. But we got a resistance born, y'all. I wonder where these folks then came from. What makes them think that they can get out there and resist ICE, just like all of the transgenders who were convinced by a group of people that they can get out there and do whatever they want? I wonder what party are really swaying these people to react like what we're about to see.
That's a new video. This is Broadview, Illinois, and Friday morning has been the time when, you get scenes like this. Officers arrested anti-ICE protesters appear to be holding a sit-in, obviously, here.
These people make me sick. So here they are, once again, white liberals, out there sitting in a circle, crisscross applesauce, Indian style. Same type of people you see all the time out there. Right in the middle. That's their form of protest. They'll be mad if ICE comes and run them over or shoot tear gas right in the middle of them. Then they'll say, we're victims. All we were doing was practicing our First Amendment rights.
This is outside the ICE facility. It's been going on for some time.
These are moms from across the western suburbs, they say, and they're demanding...
Western suburbs, where all of the illegal immigrants aren't. See, notice that? Western suburbs. I wonder how many of these illegal immigrants got shoved into where these people live. Notice you don't see no brothers out there. Where's the brothers? I feel like Do the Right Thing, where Bugging Out was like, hey, yo, Sal, how come there ain't no brothers on the wall? What? How come there ain't no brothers on the wall? I want to see why come there ain't no brothers out there in that crisscross applesauce circle. Well, that's because all of the illegal immigrants is in the brothers' neighborhoods. And they done woke up to, wait a minute, they're not shoving them out there with these people out here talking about we're here to support our brothers and sisters who don't live in our neighborhoods, but they're here legally.
An end to the campaign of chaos. That's how they describe DHS's Operation Midway Blitz immigration enforcement.
It's worse than you can imagine.
It's worse than you can imagine. Yeah, illegal immigration is worse than you can imagine. Here we are going, how many people could have possibly come in like 3.5, what? 12, maybe 20 million? That's worse than we thought. We got to get these people out of here ASAP. But according to her, getting them out of here is worse than you could ever imagine.
On the streets right now, and it is because of the federal immigration enforcement that we're seeing every day. And our communities are living in abject fear.
Our communities are living in abject fear. What communities are you referring to? It's funny how you include yourself in these communities. Are you an illegal immigrant? Who are you referring to? Don't these people realize that illegal immigration is illegal? This is fascinating. They have convinced themselves and others that there's no difference between these people here legally and us. That's how stupid these liberals are. And if they ever get back in power, we'll never get these people out of here. It'll be over with. We better do something to block this now. They already given us enough resistance with all of this nonsense. Imagine if they win again.
And it's time for people that look like us to take a stand and put our own physical bodies in front of those bodies.
Our bodies, people who look like us. It's time for us to take a stance and put our bodies. You don't know what you're talking about, do you? These people, they know there's no real risk. Out there sitting in a circle, all you're going to do is get picked up, moved out the way. Go over to a country that you get killed for doing stuff like this. That's putting your body at a risk. Do this in China, North Korea. You're doing it in a safe place. Talking about people who look like us.
Bodies, because it is unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
I'm scared
for my...
Oh, and then they bring out something like this. This kid with this curly top. Y'all ready for this performance? That makes no sense. This is how they move the needle. And this is what we could never allow to move our needle. We could never get caught up in these drama clips right here. This designed to make us go, maybe Trump should ease up. No! I'm going Trump, step on the gas, man. So let's watch this young man right. Hold on for a second. Oh. No. He's concerned. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, let's go ahead and get sensitive for his needs about illegal immigration. Hold on.
Parents to walk out their house.
Hold on, I'm coming. Wait a minute. What key is that? What key is that? Key of -3? Okay. The little boy with the curly top is getting busted up, but I don't care. Thank you. I'll be playing here all week. So wait, let's finish hearing him get sensitive. Okay.
Because I might not be able to say goodbye to them if they go to work.
In front of hundreds of people at a Hillsborough City Hall meeting this week, 16-year-old Manny Chavez made a tearful plea to city councilors.
What? Manny? What are you talking about, Manny? Hey, Manny, look at the pelican, okay? Hey, look at fly pelican. So let's hear from Manny. Manny Suarez, or whatever his name is, talking about his parents might go to work and you never see him again.
I'm scared that everyone that I love I'm not going to be able to see them again because even though that they're U.S. citizens, they don't care about us.
No, they don't care about us. Wait, what did he just say? Even though they're U.S. citizens? What the heck? All I want to say is that they don't really care about us. Now, did you hear this, fool? This is where they got these people to. Why you bring up this kid who was up here boo-hooing, 16 years old, talking about, I might never see my parents again. And he claimed they're here illegally. They're U.S. citizens. See, this is the stuff. Nobody caught that? Nobody caught that? Nobody is there to tell this kid, hey, dry your tears. Suck it up, buttercup. If your parents are legal citizens, they're not going to get sent back. But hey, if you listen to the fake news, if you listen to the Democrats, no, American citizens are being detained. Oh, what? They're just being detained but not deported. So they happen to be around illegal immigrants and they get questioned for a few minutes and released. And y'all are counting that as what? They're just being deported. Now you got Manny here, up here boo-hooing, talking about I never see my mom and dad and my papi, my mommy again.
They treat us like dogs. They treat us like animals.
How? This is what's killing me, man. These people think we just live in a free-for-all society and country. We've asked these people nicely to go back to where they came from. Now all of a sudden, we got these fools thinking that they have a right to be here. And by asking them to go back or actually sending them back, is treating them like dogs and like animals. Unreal where they got society to, a certain part of society. And they're trying to get everybody busted up because they put Manny out there like that. And they tell him to cry, Manny. Try. Go ahead, cry, Manny, cry. So the people could go, oh, look at Manny.
Ever be able to say bye or see them again if you guys don't side with us?
If you don't side with us, you hear that? If y'all don't side with us, I may never see my mommy, my papi again, even though they're supposed to be American citizens.
And I'm scared because of it, because they fought so hard to come here and choose a life for their kids.
For a better life. Now, if you're somebody who fought so hard to come here and you knew you were coming here legally, you got to go. No time for tears. Manny, putting Manny out there because his little video went viral, y'all. See, they use this video for propaganda. They think Manny right here is moving the needle. And I'm going, not my needle. My needle is stuck right over here on deportation.
And I really hope you guys do hear what everyone in this room has been saying, and I hope you guys do side with us because we are fighting for our rights and we are getting treated like animals.
Oh, God. The over-the-top exaggeration, the emotional manipulation. The fake tears, thank you. I hope y'all side with us because I'm crying. I'm fake crying even though no real tears are coming down. I'm laughing in between. I don't know if I want to laugh or cry. And then got the nerve to be talking about some, and y'all got to side with us. They're treating us like animals. How? Once again, Manny, if you're here legally, why are you crying? I don't get up talking about they're treating us like animals. I'm scared. Now they might take away my mom and my papi. And I'm going, I don't know any illegal immigrants. No family members of mine came here illegally, and if they did, they would know the consequences of that. But here y'all are acting like there should be no consequences for illegal immigrants. And they're getting this from the Democrats who brought them all here.
Because people judge us by the color of our skin.
You seen him slide in some bubble wrap? You see him, hey, judge us by the color of our skin. Good grief. You look like a white kid right there. You're talking to judge by the color of our skin. That's why they arrest us. Could it be they judge you by the fact that either you're here legally or you're here illegally? Manny.
Way that we talk.
The way that we talk. Dude, you got a white boy accent. The way that we talk. The people judge us by the color. Sorry about that. There we go. I had to unmute it again, too. That's odd. But yeah, what happened is I hit a button that I didn't know what it did. I thought it did something else. And I immediately just almost cut the whole feed off. I was like, oh, shoot, did I kill it? Right in the middle when I was ripping on Manny. So here's Manny talking about the way that we talk. And I'm going, Manny, you talk like a white kid, completely white kid. I don't hear no accent, nothing, okay? So let's go ahead and finish hearing Manny's performance.
And we have a president that acts like a child and doesn't side with us because of the way he thinks about us.
There it is. That's what they wanted. Right there. A president who doesn't side with us because of the way he thinks about it, the way he sees us. He sees you as here legally or illegally. That's it. That's it. But you got to make him out to be a monster. He sees you the same way I see you. Do I hate you because you're Latino or you're... I don't care where you're from. It comes down to legal versus illegal. Manny. But here's Manny. He's giving the people what they want in that liberal city. Look at that.
And we have a police department that doesn't do anything about us and that we are here fighting more than they are.
Well, that police department. So this is what I said to Manny. Baby on that bus goes round and round, round and round, round and round. The baby on the bus goes round and round all through the town. That's right. Cry, baby, cry. Cry, Manny, cry. Yeah, cry. That's what I say to you. And goodbye as you cry. So now he's talking about we got a president who doesn't like us and stuff, and he wants the police to do what? What are the police got to do, Manny?
So I hope that you guys actually do hear what everyone in this center is hearing.
Prepared to speak after two of his friends from his soccer team shared about their relatives who have been detained by ICE agents. His cries heard across the country after the video went viral.
Surprisingly, it got big, and a lot of people contacted me and was saying they're proud of what I did.
Which is nothing, but gave a performance for nothing. Your parents apparently are American citizens. And here he is. He got his little 15 seconds of fame because the stupid liberals have used you.
How I spoke up and that it was brave of me to do.
Manny was born in Oregon. His mother is a small business owner and pays taxes, but still he fears for his family and others.
For no reason. For no reason. And then watch him talk about how he's living his life in fear now.
Today, I sat down with him and asked him what he wants the city to do.
I hope to see them be on our side and at least do something about the police department, having them help more on the immigrant side.
Despite what the city can do, Manny, a junior in high school, wants more for himself and his community.
Y'all ready for this closeout of his performance?
I really do want something to change because I should not live like this as a 16-year-old. I shouldn't be scared. I should be focusing on school, and I can't even focus on school.
Yeah, I should be scared of focusing on school. Now, you see, even if there is a little bit of truth behind what little Manny here is doing there, he needs some bass in his voice. It's a shame that they even got him to this point. Now, of course, I think his performance is over the top for dramatic effect. But at the end of the day, they are driving a lot of people unnecessarily crazy. Yeah, there it is. They got me thinking that their family members that are here legally might just be snatched up and disappear. Unbelievable. And this kid's talking about this and I should be thinking about school. Yes, you should be. Because it sounds like you're up here worried about something that's not going to happen.
Ardell Salk, Coin 6 News.
Senator, do you...
So guys, as we close, this is what we have to do to stop all of this nonsense. We don't want, a whole bunch of Mannies out there to convince a whole bunch of dummies out there that we need to stop our immigration efforts to deport these people. We don't want the Democrats getting back in power so they can cover up all of these investigations into all of their criminal activity. We don't want that. This is what we want.
Agree with President Trump that given what's at stake for the country, that it's time for Republicans to consider dumping out of the filibuster rule because the Democrats are obviously going to dump out of it themselves the next chance they get and run the table.
There it is.
Well, regardless of what Republicans do.
Regardless of what Republicans do. Huh? Given what is at stake, okay? We got folks out there sitting crisscross applesauce trying to stop immigration from taking place, deportation from taking place. We got a whole bunch of folks that participate in the conspiracy. We got us a whole bunch of folks running as a Democrat, socialist, stuff like that. We got a lot of nonsense brewing. And we can see the writing on the wall. We got the Democrats who now, of course, got their arm twisted and they went ahead and, signed the bill. Got nothing out the deal. But that just shows they wasted everybody's time, wasted all their money and stuff, and they ended up signing it anyway. But they were willing to do that. That's what they do with their power. They obstruct. And all of this wonderful stuff Trump is about to lay out that we have set up that is temporary because it hasn't been signed into law. And we know that we have no chance of getting it signed into law if we're relying on the Democrats. So what would be the obvious thing to do if we understood how serious this is? If we understood that this is our last shot, this ain't no time to go, well, we better continue. Who knows what might happen later? And Trump's smart enough to say it and see it. And look what he says.
The Republicans have voted 14 times to open up the country. The Democrats have voted 14 times to hurt the country, really. They should approve it, but they might not. That's why I like the fact that we terminate the filibuster. If we terminate the filibuster, the country will be open within 10 minutes after that termination because we'll take a second vote, which is the opening of the country, and the Republicans will vote to open the country. That's one of the reasons, not the major reason, by the way. I think it's less important than the other things that we get.
Now, honestly, if the Republicans were smart, they would have terminated the filibuster before the Democrats opened the government. Because all of these folks who's mad about the snap and all of that stuff, they would have overlooked the fact that they terminated the filibuster because they would have got the snap. If they would have did this way before we allow it to get this long, the Democrats would have had to look bad for all of the so-called folks that out there that's not going to get their food and the kids that are going to starve. And the Republicans could have walked away by saying, look, man, we had to do it. Y'all needed to eat, didn't you? You needed your snap, didn't you? These folks were never going to go ahead and open up the government. They should have went ahead and did it right then. But instead, what do? Like always, they blow their opportunities as if these Democrats aren't gunning for this. They're going to do this throughout the whole presidency. The next time we have to get the bill passed, it's going to be the same stuff. Shutting down the government again. Any of these bills that we need to get signed into law, you think they're going to do it? And so Trump is about to lay out what's going to happen if we don't do this.
But if we terminate the filibuster, the second vote that we will take will be to open up the country. It'll take 10 minutes and the country will be open. Here's some of the things that we pass if we terminated the filibuster. Voter ID, no mail-in voting, no cash bail, no men and women's sports.
Look at that. These are all things that we need passed. Voter ID, no mail-in voting. All of this stuff right here is on the line, but it's all temporary. It all could vanish just like that if they steal another election.
No welfare for a...
Hold on. Am I buffering? What's going on? Refresh. Mine look fine. Mine look fine. Says good. Look great to me. Thank you. Yeah. All of these things Trump is listing that we all celebrated when he got into office and signed executive orders. We can't get happy with that. We can't go, yay, he did temporary stuff. Now we're relying on the Democrats to sign it into law. Are you kidding me?
Illegals. You could go on and on. This is 2 pages of things we'd do if you did that. Without it, I don't know that you pass anything because you can't deal with them. They're really irrational. They really are. Remember, Republicans.
Y'all hear that? They're irrational. They're not going to pass anything. They're obstructionists. They're there to stop anything Trump wants to get done. And the Republicans are acting like they don't know. They don't know this. They don't recognize this. They're acting as if these people all of a sudden now are going to play fair. We already know that everything that some squishy Republicans might be concerned about, the look of them abolishing the filibuster, we know that the Democrats are going to do exactly that and some. They're going to, if they get in power, they're going to run right over all of us. And these Republicans act like, yeah, nah. And I'm going, if y'all don't do this and do it soon, we might squander the opportunity. And Trump's going to say it as he closes. Here's his appeal to the public so they can put the pressure on these raggedy Republicans.
Regardless of the Schumer shutdown, the Democrats will terminate the filibuster the first chance they get. They will pack the Supreme Court of the United States, pick up 2 states, that's a lot of states, and add at least 8 electoral votes.
Yep.
Their 2 objectors are gone. Remember, Sinema and Manchin, they're gone. Don't be weak. Don't be stupid, Republicans. Fight, fight, fight. Win, win, win. We will immediately end the extortionist shutdown, get all of our agenda passed, and make life so good for Americans that these deranged Democrat politicians will never again have the chance to destroy America. They tried to destroy your country. Republicans, you will rue the day that you didn't terminate the filibuster.
Yep.
Be tough, be smart, and win. This is much bigger than the shutdown. This is the survival of our country. Terminate the filibuster and let's live the great life that this country is capable of living.
Thank you. And you know what? All of those Republicans are going to look stupid if they don't do it. And then 5 years from now, Democrats is in power and they do it. They're going to look stupid. That'll be the moment we'll look back over our history and say that was the moment we lost the country. When we didn't take advantage of the power that we had. Yeah, all of the stupid policies that the Democrats want, they will get rid of voter IDs, period. They will go ahead and say, you know what, nobody's illegal. They will run over us, undo everything Trump tried to do, and do everything they've been wanting to do, and then make sure they put things in place to shut anybody up who has a problem with it. And we'll look back at that and say, we squandered our opportunity. We blew it. Yeah, we thought somehow they were going to get in office and play fair. Yeah, we thought somehow we would be rewarded for not looking like we're the ones that abolished the filibuster. And now we're sitting back going, we're done. We in trouble. And if anybody don't think that the Democrats would do everything Trump said, you're naive. Yeah, you need to strike first before you allow them to do it. They've obviously hinted at every single thing Trump just said. They've already flirted with all of those things. And if they would have had the power, they would have done it. And yet, here we are. Once again, looking down the barrel of the gun, going, we got a shot at it. We could go ahead and close it out. We can shut these folks out. And I'm telling you, I just got a gut feeling, man, unless we put the pressure on the Senate Republicans, they're all going to, we don't want to go too far. We don't want to overstep our, and I'm going, y'all are so dumb. So dumb. Y'all obviously don't know who we're messing with. Yeah, you're underestimating the evil of the Democrats, but not me. And that's why I'm here to go ahead and expose it. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Thanks for kicking it with me again today, even though it looks like I got bumped out and then brought back in. This looks like a second live stream. It's 17 minutes in. I don't know what I did, man. So so thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to hit like on the way out, share my videos, follow me on all the platforms that are listed below, subscribe to my alternative channel, and let me see what else. You want to support Kevin's Corner and help me get another laptop? You can do that through my Cash App or my PayPal link. The links are below. Somebody out there is a millionaire or a billionaire. Spot me the money. Let me call Zoran Mandani, since he's rich and he's giving stuff away. I should ask him for a free laptop. I think I'm entitled to the Apple laptop. I want the Pro, the MacBook Pro, the big one. Yeah, but I'm sure he won't do that. Now, those things cost money. Really? So anyway, if you want to support the channel, it'll definitely go towards what I need to function here. Like I said, I'm limping through working with this one. But hey, I've been through worse. So God bless y'all. Somebody said I would love to buy, and that right there goes a long way. When there's so many things I'm like, man, if I had the resources, I would really bless some people. And so that goes a long way. When like, man, I really would love to do something for somebody, I just can't. That's a lot. It really is. So thank you so much. But just watching the channel, liking the videos, sharing the videos, that also goes a long way. So God bless y'all. God bless America. We'll see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.